did. I talked to a lot of important people, and it was very nice. Did you enjoy it? I know you don't always love it.
I said hi and ran away from important people.
You got to say hi to your friend Andrew. Sorry, the mayor.
Oh, pal.
Our pal. But yeah, no, it's always fun to get to catch up with people again.
That's my least favorite kind of small talk. I don't mind meeting new people. I'm like, oh, who are you? What's your deal? That I can deal with. Old friends, I can talk forever. But when it's people you see once a year, that's my least favorite. And then it's just like, oh, how'd you get here? Traffic, huh? And I can't do it. But we're not going to talk about small talk. We're going to do some big talk.
Big talk.
On another important episode of I Love This, You Should Too. My name is Indy, side stage Randhawa, and with me is the backstage baby herself. It's Samantha Randhawa, everyone.
That's me.
And our very special episode today is all about the 2026 Edmonton Folk Music Festival. If you haven't listened to this show before, today's kind of a different one. We are recording live-ish from the festival because this is coming out like a week after the festival because I can't do a 6-hour turnaround on this podcast.
He's not magic.
So if you're listening to this when it just came out, this all happened last week. Unless you're listening to it somewhere way in the future, then who knows? But today in our world is August 7th? Is that right?
It is.
What? How is it August?
I don't know.
All right. Well,
I don't know.
We'll put my crisis of where did my youth go aside for now, and we're going to talk all about the Folk Music Festival. Sam is the biggest fan I know. She's been going for 30-ish years. Mm-hmm. I've jumped on board, and I'm at like 9 or 10 myself now.
Yeah, you're an old hand at it now.
That's what they call me, Old Hand Randhawa. And we are going to be playing some music that we recorded live at the festival. We'll be talking about it all. Sam will have her big tips.
Tips and tricks.
Well, let's get it started.
So we are very, very lucky, and our benefactor, Rose Ginther.
Oh, yes, the Rose Ginther Endowment Fund that gets us tickets.
That gets us tickets to Folk Fest. Also gets us into a very fancy reception before the festival. So we get to go to the sponsors reception, and we got to see fancy people and do fancy things and get to hear some speeches. We heard our friend the mayor declare this week as Folk Week. So it's always exciting and fun for me, at least. I know that you don't. Well,
there's chocolate and berries.
Yeah.
And free drinks. So I'm not going to complain. Sam really enjoys, like, what do people call it? Networking. And, I don't. Yeah. And I've lived a life where none of that is necessary for me to succeed at what I do, which is maybe why this podcast isn't successful at all, because I don't network. But I always say, like, I don't want to talk to all the fancy people. And then I walk around and then, like, I do know, the mayor and I know several politicians there but I don't always like to do the small chat stuff.
Yeah.
But luckily, we get to talk about music.
Yes, exactly. So there's like a good through topic to always fall back on.
So then we all hop on some buses and we get shuttled over to the site. And if you're not local, the Edmonton Folk Music Festival takes place on a ski hill in summertime. So all of the stages have kind of built-in stadium seating, but you just throw your tarp down.
Natural amphitheater, I think is how they describe it.
Yeah. And we started the day off with a performance by the Womack Sisters.
Yeah, this one was great. And I was, based on their album art, I knew they were going to like look and sound fantastic. And
they did.
They delivered. They had some great denim outfits on. And their sound is just so perfect for such a big space like that, because they have such big voices.
happy that the Folk Fest this year is kind of leaning into the soul music, because that's something that I like, and I don't always have the most overlap with the music festival picks. But this one, it almost kind of got wasted on me because we were coming in a little bit late. We missed the beginning of it. And someone that I was looking forward to seeing, like the Womack sisters, it would have been nice to have waited a couple of days, but I got thrown in right away. And they did put on a fantastic performance. And any act that's wearing coordinated outfits automatically gets a bump in their grade by me.
I agree. You know what? Showmanship goes a long way.
And then we got to see not only Edmonton favorite, but Samantha favorite for our second Corb Lund show in the last 7 days, because he was up next on the main stage for a time which I called same sweater, different set.
Yes.
Because he was wearing the same clothes that we saw him in Calgary last week. And go listen to that episode. That was a lot of fun. But he played very, very different music.
Yeah, his first song and I think his third song were the same. But then after that, it was just completely different.
I think there were only 3 songs that he played at both that I picked up.
Yes, I agree. It's interesting, the difference in the banter that he was doing, because Edmonton and Calgary are the same but different. And I think that he's had a big career in both Edmonton and Calgary, and I think that he has different memories and stuff. But he was shouting out some old bars and just having a good time with the Edmonton audience in a different way than he was in Calgary, which is always fun.
Yeah, I think you could say that overall, Calgary is a more conservative city than Edmonton is. But the Folk Fest group, I don't think that's the case, because Calgary's skews much younger than Edmonton's does.
Yes, yeah.
So maybe it evens out in the end.
Yeah, but he sang so many good songs. I was sad he didn't sing Cows, but I did get to talk to him after the show. And he said, yeah, we could have played for 4 hours and still not made it through everything, so we have to pick and choose. And I was like, I understand.
Yeah, Samantha berated him, saying, my mom wanted this song. Why didn't she play it?
I didn't berate him.
When you came back, it sounded like you kind of berated him.
I didn't berate him.
You said, I told him I was so upset, and my mom was upset.
I may have been exaggerating a little bit. But no, he put on such a good show. Everyone, he's a crowd favorite.
Absolutely.
You can tell.
Especially because he does some things like where we're from, there aren't as many songs about it. It's not New York, but there are a few, and it's always kind of special when you hear something about the place that you're currently in or about your home that doesn't have a lot of songs. And we did get to hear him play My Prairie, My Home.
But take a close look at the stock that you own. 'Cause this is my prairie, and this is my home. Well, I ain't got the money the lawyers can buy. I don't got my own government's laws on my side. Rifle that my granddaddy owned. And this is my prairie, and this is my home.
Yeah, and Corb Lund does such a good job of writing love letters to where he's from. And I think that comes out a lot in this set that he did, and then also just generally over his career. He truly loves the prairies and the Rockies, and he really wants it to be safe for another couple generations. So he's just so fantastic.
Yeah, we don't have as much time to talk about it in this episode, but we did in the pre-episodes. Go check out Corb Lund, and not just his music, but the things that he is trying to get done in this province. He's trying to save our mountains and our water and our land, everyone. So go support him and go yell at people who do not.
Exactly.
So let's move on. And then again, very early in the festival, but I got to see one of my most anticipated acts, and that is The Sacred Souls, another really good soul band, and they did not disappoint. I know whenever I'm excited about something, usually that is not also something that the majority of the crowd is excited about, but this one I was very pleasantly surprised by how many people knew the words to the Sacred Souls song. So I think they're a lot bigger around here than I thought they were.
Yeah, and any group that can get the entire hill up on their feet is like doing a real good job.
Yeah.
And that entire hill was standing, and they had phones out for lights, they had candles. There weren't as many candles tonight, but that's okay. It's the first night.
Thursday night's a different feel, and I feel like they are more energetic so they can stand the whole time because they haven't been baking in the sun for 12 hours already.
True. They're not overdone cookies. But yeah, no, this was such a great way to end Thursday night. They had everyone up and singing, and he was like out in the crowd so much.
Yeah, he was out in the crowd further than anyone I'd ever seen, because I lost track of him when this is Josh Lane, the singer of the Sacred Souls, who walked up all the way through up to where the sound booth is, which
he was,
is
behind the sound booth.
Yeah, like 70, 80 feet out into the audience. And he just seems like he couldn't be contained, because the majority of the songs he sang, he didn't do it from the stage. He either did it from the risers or the speakers, and he was just making his way further and further out into the audience until he was just out there for minutes at a time, and you couldn't even tell where he was unless you were out in that audience. So I'm sure it was great if you were someone who didn't have as good of seats as we did, that you get to see him up close because he's coming out there.
And I'm sure that security loved that, and that the sound crew trying to keep his mic on loved that.
Well, it sounded great.
It worked. Good job, sound crew. But yeah, no, that was like a fun, energetic way to end Thursday night, and it's always nice to leave so happy and excited for the next day.
There were quite a few songs that I was excited about. He did play Can I Call You Rose? And we got to dance with Rose.
She was so excited.
Because I kept saying, like, oh, he's going to sing a song for you at some point. And then it was at the very end. But I think my highlight was one of their biggest songs called Will I See You Again?
It was just such an incredible night. I knew more words than I thought I did, which I think because you just play it in the background a lot, I kind of caught on to it. But I was excited about this one. I didn't do as much prep on this one like you. You don't always prep for my stuff, and I don't always prep for your stuff because I figure you've got it covered. But I really, really enjoyed this evening, and it was such a good lineup. And I just can't wait for tomorrow.
Well, let's go to tomorrow. Through the magic of editing. Woo. Here we are. All right, we're too tired for small talk. Let's get into it. It's day 2, Friday of the Folk Fest. How did we kick things off, Sam?
We got to site and had a delicious dinner at the festival kitchen.
Oh, we never kind of stop and say thanks to all the kitchen staff. And that is all volunteer run. And if you volunteer to be part of the Folk Fest, doing whatever you put in your 16-ish hours of work, you get free passes and free food. So go volunteer.
It's amazing.
We used to always do it.
But yeah, no, we had a great dinner. We said hi to some old friends. And then we made our way over to stage 3 and saw Supalung, Simmel, and Amble right at the end of their session. And this one was like a very quiet stage, but also a very chatty stage.
Yeah. Simmel, well, now we're just used to it. This is our second Simmel show in 2 weeks. And I'm a big fan. He is still a very charming stage presence. I like his banter with the crowd. He played Heavy Hearts.
Only
And for me, Simmel playing Heavy Hearts, and it was sunset-ish. City behind him. I was kind of higher up on the hill. It was my first like Edmonton Folk Fest moment where you're like, oh yeah, this. Because that is what's probably most unique, is that view that you get when you're up on a hill. Any of the hills, really.
Yeah.
Most of the hills.
Most of the hills, yeah.
Amble did a version of Everybody's Talking, which I know as the Nielsen song, but someone else wrote it. But that's, before my time. But it was in Midnight Cowboy, so that's where I think it's famous from.
You got very excited.
And because he said, if anyone knows this song, sing along. And that audience, not a lot of people knew that song.
It was a very young audience, this stage. So I don't know, maybe that's Simmel or Amble. But yeah, no, it was a very young audience and nobody really seemed to know the song.
So I wanted to get audio of that one, and I tried recording, but it's just going to be this lady being very angry about, like, did you know that Steve went to Jessica's birthday party? And did you see what he said there? And they just went and went.
Oh my God, they just would not stop talking.
Like I say on all of these, it's an outdoor festival, of course. Chat with your friends. Chat with them at a volume where, if you're sitting next to someone, a normal volume for that. Yeah. Not everyone needs to hear you.
I don't care what Steve did.
And if you're very close to the artists, you shouldn't be louder than them.
No. And this is our second Simmel show in 2 weeks, and both times we had issues with people just chatting.
Well, speaking of a nice, peaceful, quiet Folk Fest moment that people chatted through, what did we do after that?
Then we went over to stage 6, and we got to see one of the things that I was most excited about. The Milk Carton Kids play a session called Song Sung Blue with Dove Ellis and Anna Taval. And I wasn't super familiar with Dove Ellis and Anna Taval. I think there was like maybe 1 or 2 songs of hers that I knew. And but really I was there for the Milk Carton Kids, and they did not disappoint. So they started off their set, and I think they interpreted it as like slow, sad songs. So they started the set off with Snake Eyes, which is a great classic of theirs.
Oh, Snake Eyes, you had better disguise all that appears to be. Pray for love from the heavens above. Bleed in the ashes below. Bleed in the ashes below.
And Milk Carton Kids are a band that I don't listen to because I'm like, Sam loves them. She has a cover. She has all the info. I don't need to do the research on that one. And now I just kind of want to listen to more of them. But luckily, we're going to be able to do that right away. And again, next week. But they were fantastic. I love the two of them. And I was speaking of people whose stage presence we like in this kind of environment, like Simmel. The two of them were really funny.
They have good banter. And I think I said that in the pre-episode.
You did.
But they're just like, I just remember just cracking up at some of the shows that I've been to of theirs, because they're just like, they just go off of each other and it's just so fun.
You can tell they've been working together for a long time and kind of have this, not like they have the bits worked out, but they have this rhythm between the two of them worked out.
Yeah. And they're like adorable and awkward. Like they're just like, they're not like cool musician guys. They're just like awkward guys who
they kind of remind me of Flight of the Conchords, but their songs are completely in earnest. Well, Flight of the Conchords is silly.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
But they're back and forth.
Yeah.
They kept things nice and quiet, and then Anna Taval added into that kind of sound.
I was a kid in some past life. I shot a white goose flying south. Crimson rose blooming across the empty wilderness. He fell out, drunk with power, sick with pain. I laid in fields to feel something small and lost and full of things.
I did feel sorry for Dove Ellis and his band because they did the show right before this. So when everyone was setting up and it was time to start, someone just got on the mic and said, Dove, can you come up here, please? It's time to play. And you could just finish your meal. And the band came up still eating.
Yes.
They didn't even have chairs for them. So
No,
they're
they
just
were like
sitting on the
ground finishing their meals.
Eating.
Which is so funny. But I think they were just taking like whatever time they could away.
Yeah. And then their violin player was just constantly slapping mosquitoes off herself, sitting on the ground.
And they were all staring directly into the sun, which I always feel bad at that stage. Because stage 6 is probably the biggest stage next to main stage. But you do, right at the end of the evening, you have to stare right into the sunset.
Yeah.
And it's bright.
We can't do a play-by-play for everything on the festival, so I think we can just agree that Amble and Buffalo Traffic Jam had big main stage shows, and they were very well received by everyone.
But then the main attraction for our Friday night was Of Monsters and Men, and it's always exciting to see them, and it was even more exciting because we saw them 2 weeks ago. So it was just so nice to be able to like enjoy the show, and the entire hill was standing. I know, like, I think I've said it 2 nights in a row now that the entire hill was standing, but like not every artist got
No, not at all.
people up, and especially not like all the way up the hill. So
And without asking for it.
Without
saying, hey, everyone stand up.
Yes.
People just did.
There was people standing the entire show. People were dancing. People knew the words. And one of my favorite things is when artists call out, like, what are those lights on the hill? And like, because they're candles. If you don't know, if you've never been to Folk Fest, you have a candle with a little like flame cover, and you like light your neighbor's candle, and it's like kind of a nice little community thing. And you hold your candle throughout the show, and the artists can see it from the stage. And he was like, that's not live fire, is it? He's like,
That's not safe.
Seems very unsafe. And I was like, I've never actually heard anyone be like, that seems unsafe. But yeah, no, it was a great show.
I think this was the loudest audience singing along I've heard in quite some time. Definitely, it's only 2 days into this one, but for what I can remember. And for audio, I got a few different things, but we should go with a classic. And I love not just like their first album and all of those big hits that everyone knows, when the two lead vocalists sing together.
Me too.
I love when they do that, or do a back and forth rather than when it's one or the other.
Yeah.
So let's hear a little bit of Dirty Paws, and hopefully we'll get some audience in there as well. What a great way to cap off the night.
Yeah, I love their conversational style. I'm kind of sad we don't have another one in like a week.
Yeah, now we're used to just seeing
now
up
I'm
Monsters
like, oh
and
yeah,
Men.
we just see Monsters and Men every couple of weeks. But they sound like they're ready for a break because they've been on tour for 8 months, they said.
Oh, and tomorrow will be their last show. I'm not sure where they're going.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it was great to get to see them twice during this tour, and hopefully they're back for another Folk Fest.
And they did mix up their set list between the two a bit, not as much as some, but because I think we would be upset if they mixed it up too much because we want those big hits everyone loves.
That everyone was like screaming from the audience. Yeah. But there was some new stuff off of their newer albums that maybe aren't like their big hits yet. I'm saying yet because they're so popular. And I think that it was a good mix tonight.
And we say that's how we capped off the night, but it wasn't, because another benefit, if you volunteer or if you are lucky enough to be guests like we are, is there are after parties where the same artists that you'll see in a big giant ski hill are playing a tiny little ballroom. Tiny relative to that, but you know.
It is like a 300 person ballroom. But we got to see Joel Plaskett Emergency, which we both realized I think we saw like 20 years ago.
Yeah, the last time I saw Joel Plaskett, I think was in Oslo, Norway in 2006 or 8. I can't remember, but it definitely wasn't 2007.
No.
I don't know which country I was living in which year. I'm very bad at that. But it was great to see him. And it was kind of a throwback, not just because I hadn't seen him in 20-ish years, but because a lot of the things he sings about are linked to a specific time. Like he has that one song where he's just singing about Halifax in 1995. Yeah. And that's what it's about. I learned a lot about Halifax through that show.
I kind of want to go to Halifax now.
I've always wanted to go to Halifax.
I do too. But it just like this set really made me want to kind of see what he was talking about, because he talked about buildings and places in Halifax and memories and stuff. And so it's always kind of cool. Like Core Blend, it was like a real love letter to Halifax. Yeah. So I feel like, that he was a great addition. And I think it was probably 20 years ago that I saw him at the Folk Fest, maybe for the first time.
And poor guy just got in today and is on East Coast time. So his show started for him at 3 a.m.
Halifax time, yeah.
Because it was like a 1-ish start?
Yeah, it was like 1:15, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, man, yeah, that... I felt bad. And he said that they found out they were playing the party like 7 hours before they actually were on stage. Yeah. So he's like, I need a nap and I need a meal, and then we'll see how I'm feeling.
And then after that, we thought like, you know what? Let's stick around for the 1:45 show. And we saw who we now I think we can call friends of the show, the Mbira Renaissance Band. They are local here. We've run into them and chatted with them a couple of times. And we couldn't leave because that's, like we always say, they put on a good party.
They do. And everyone was up dancing, so that was fun.
And honestly, we don't have too much more to add because we were exhausted. We left right after that and just crashed, and now we're here. Still crashed. 3
a.m. bedtime. We'll see what time we get to bed on Saturday night and Sunday night. But
Tonight? And through the magic of podcasting, I'm going to pass it over to my good pal, Indy, 24 hours in the future. Take it, Indy. Thanks, Indy. Well, who knows when it is now, but let's continue going with Saturday, not morning, I guess, afternoon. By the time we got there, we got to see Daly and Vincent, and they are a bluegrass and country band. They did lots of different stuff. There were some that were just instrumentals, some kind of a cappella spirituals. I think I said I can appreciate bluegrass in the same way. Like, I like metal because it's like that instrumentation just blows my mind. And then a lot of those banjo guys, it's the same way. You just sit there and watch their fingers. And you're like, damn.
It sounded like he had like 15 fingers playing. Like somehow he had 15 fingers on the banjo. You can smell Mama's cooking as we gathered in the kitchen. They had some good kind of classic churchy vibes, and it felt like, I think I leaned over and said, this should be the Sunday afternoon concert, because it felt very Sunday.
Yeah, it's funny how I have like two ways of thinking about religious music. If it's a song that's all religious, I'm like, yeah, that's good. That's like traditional, spiritual, and I like that, and I can listen to it even though I don't, believe in whatever religion. But if it's like, oh, I like football and Jesus, and it's like, no, you one or the other. Yeah, I don't like mixing.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't like slight religious music. Either like a full secular or full religious. I don't like the in-betweens. The in-between when they're like some things that are daily, and then Jesus. Well, Jesus is daily to them, I guess. All the time. Jesus is all the time. Jesus is the name of your new country album. Yes. But they did finish off doing some John Denver and did Country Roads, and we all sang along, and how could you not love that? We said as they started playing a few of the covers that they did, it was like, now it's Folk Fest, because we've heard Country Roads and Wagon Wheel was mentioned. Oh, and speaking of bluegrass, we have to give a shout out to our new pals, the Western Thistles. They are an up-and-coming bluegrass band. We haven't had a chance to listen to them very much or talk about them on the show, but we ran into them. They are a part of the School of Song, so it's about kind of new and up-and-coming artists, and they are good ones. And then we kind of split off for a good part of the afternoon. So let's start with you, Sam. Where did you go?
I went to a session on Stage 6 called Influences that had Jeffrey Martin, Arrested Development, Madalitzo Band, and Tia Wood, who was slotted in when Cat Power had travel delays. So this session was just like, it was a lot of really different artists.
Yeah, I was very sad I missed that one because I like Madalitzo Band and Arrested Development and have learned more about Tia Wood in the last little while, and I was trying to figure out how would they all fit together. So how did they?
Well, and Jeffrey Martin's like a quiet guitar singer songwriter guy.
That's
so
right.
he's like, well, if you like having fun, this song isn't for you. He's like very much like sad, depressed guitar, which he does really, really well. But it was a very interesting mix. And the first round of songs, they all just kind of played a song from their catalog. And then they started to kind of like mesh together, and people started kind of playing their instruments during other people's songs, and like how it kind of usually starts going. And then Arrested Development, what's his name? Speech. I was going to say Screech, and I was like, that's not
different
right.
guy.
It's a different guy. So Speech kept saying like, oh yeah, let's just like vibe. Let's just go for it. And he was really into it. And then, people were singing backup. People were adding some like vocalizations to Madalitzo Band's songs, like just a little ooh and a little ah. And it was like really neat to see a band like Arrested Development back up a band that we talked about in our Calgary episode has like the most simple setup. And then Madalitzo Band's manager got up and played guitar with them, which was really cool.
This guy I'll also talk about later.
Yes, you've made a lot of friends this weekend. And then Tia Wood sang a song in Cree, like a traditional Cree song. And it was just like everyone on stage just like jaws dropped. It was amazing. And it was just very cool to get to like hear Krieg sung on a stage like this, and also to see someone from where I'm from doing such incredible things and living in LA and kind of making a music career for herself. So everything about the stage was amazing.
So I went to a couple of things. The session I saw was Bombino, Nick Mulvey, and The Point. And Bombino, I'm a big fan of. He's a very famous Tuareg rock musician. The Point, I'm just getting into in the last little while, and they're so varied. Like sometimes they do like psychedelic rock. It's just, I couldn't pinpoint what they are, but I liked it. And then Nick Mulvey is someone that I didn't know very well. So this session was different. So a lot of them, you'll get through like 9 to 12 songs and people just take turns and do it. Sometimes people jump in on other ones. This one, nobody said anything, and everybody on the stage played the entire time. The only thing that would change is the drummers swapped in and out from Bombino's drummer to The Point's drummer, but everyone else was just playing always, and you didn't know whose song was whose usually, and nobody spoke into a mic ever.
Really?
No, there's like a bit of singing, but not even very much on that. Like when Nick Mulvey, I assumed it was his song because he would sing some words and it was English. Oh, and Bombino sang a bit too, but it's not in English. And it was so much fun because it was just like a big jam session. It was 6 songs long for the hour and 10 minutes or whatever.
That's not that many songs
No,
either.
they went real long on some songs. And the songs had like movements to them. So maybe you could consider that a couple of songs. But they were making some completely new original stuff. And then some stuff that was takeoffs of people's music. It was a lot of fun because the point seems to be a lot younger, and they probably know Bombino because he's kind of he's been around. He's kind of world famous that way. And he's a fantastic instrumentalist on the guitar, and the points guitarist is very good as well. And you could just watch him watching Bombino's fingers and then seeing where to jump in, because Bombino's probably like the senior musician there, so he kind of took the lead, but not through words ever, he would just start playing and then people would jump in. And it was nice to like watch the younger guys kind of picking it up, and then Bombino would kind of turn it over to them to do their things, and like the give and take and the flow of it all without anyone speaking ever, because they didn't speak the same languages, so they managed to make it work though. That was a lot of fun.
It's always amazing when you get a session like that where you do have a lot of different languages happening, and these people are so good at music that they can just like watch or be told like, oh, it's a G and then a C or like whatever. I don't know what that actually sounds like, but like you get these like teeny tiny little tidbits of information and they're able to like just jump right in and play along, which is amazing.
And then I think you might have been taking a bit of a sun break, and I want to go see our old pals, the Imbira Renaissance Band. They played the song from our preview episode called Mauya Mauya. They put on a great show. The Mbira player / lead singer also brought out I think an Impala horn and played that, which I'd never seen before. That was a lot of fun.
Huh.
They had a big dance pit going. I think they have a lot of local fans because they are based out of Edmonton. And they also came out and danced in the audience, because they do that part that I think you've seen where they kind of teach you a little dance.
Yeah.
But in this one, they're like, yeah, let's all do it together. And like kids came up and they like led a little dance,
Oh, I love
and a
that.
bunch of adults as well. And they came out and danced with everyone, really got the party going. And then as the festival went on, like we had talked to the saxophone player, but then I got a chance to talk to the two singers, or really all of them, because they were just always around. They are not just great musicians, they are real big supporters of the music scene. So many things that I was seeing, they were right there dancing along too. So I got to talk to them a bunch, and they are very nice and very welcoming, and said like, yeah, we'll be on your podcast, whatever. Let's get together sometime.
Nice. I love when artists enjoy being at the festival. It's
Yeah.
not just like go play your set and go home. It's like, no, I want to like go around and do things and like see stuff.
I think a bunch of the people that we talk to are the people who like, this is a big deal for them. A lot of people like, yeah, they do so many of these, but a lot of the ones that we were talking to the most, they really appreciated what was going on here. So that was really nice.
It's always nice to hear, because we've talked to a few artists this weekend, and it's always nice to hear when people are like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Like, this is such a special thing. And I'm like, I think so too.
But then I met back up with Samantha for her maybe highlight of the festival.
Oh my God. This was like the thing I was so, like, I read the lineup and I had to like muffle a scream because I was like out in public.
What was it?
The Milk Carton Kids played a concert, and I like was so excited all weekend about this, and they did not disappoint.
No.
They had people laughing. Their banter is incredible. They're so good as a duo, just like joking around. And then their songs are just amazing. So it's just like, it was such a good concert from start to finish. And I am so happy I got to see them. And I'm so happy we get to see them again in Bear Creek.
And that one, Lost Cause Lover Fool, is from the new record, right?
Yes, called Lost Cause Lover Fool.
And it's funny, they always do like a bit about the title because
there's no punctuation.
Because is it Joey
and Kenneth. Kenneth is a shorter one.
So Kenneth wrote and named this one, and Joey's like always giving him a hard time about it. I was saying how they're like a good comedic duo, but usually you have like you have the straight man and like the wild card, but they're both playing it very straight. So you have like your straight man and your put upon man a little bit. So Kenneth is kind of like put upon always and is more the butt of the joke, I guess.
I have heard Kenneth give it to Joey
He
before.
does, but more
quietly.
He bides his time.
Yes, no, he's like sitting in
and then like gets you.
Yeah. So yeah, it was very cool to get to see them again, and I just like, I don't know, they have such a incredible sound, and it was like a very calming experience, and I was just so excited to see them sing some of their older stuff as well as some of their newer stuff, and just to like see their kind of writing style change a little bit throughout the years.
I think I like some of the older ones because I said my favorite ones were Snake Eyes, or that one he says is not called the Smoked Out Last Joint song.
Yeah, which I actually can't remember.
Because that's what I'm going to call it now.
Yeah.
And Michigan.
Well, Michigan is just like, that whole album is incredible. So
I loved those ones the most, and they're more quiet songs, and it was beautiful on like a very sunny afternoon, but it worked quite well. I didn't get audio on those ones because they're nice and quiet. Not all the people around.
No one else is nice and quiet, which is annoying. I was sad that they didn't play one of my other favorite songs called Charlie, which is a song about Kenneth's future child.
Oh.
But you don't know that at the beginning of the song. It just sounds like he wrote a love letter to his daughter, Charlie. And then he's like, and now all I have to do is go out and find you a mama. And so that's like one of my favorite songs.
Did it happen?
No, I don't think so. Not yet, anyway. But
I don't know if that's sad or not. I guess I had to listen to the song.
Yeah. But he did play Michigan, and it was just as amazing as I remember. And I honestly could have just listened to them play that whole record, and I would have been really happy.
I'm going to give a little more time to the Milk Carton Kids because they are maybe my favorite band from this festival that I didn't know. Because I didn't listen to them because, like, Sam's got this covered. I do a lot of research and listening to everyone. So not many things surprise me, but I hadn't been listening to them. And I'm a fan now, so I'm really excited to see them. Oh my goodness, in like 6 days.
In like 6 days, yeah.
All right. Then we went over to the main stage and saw Annie and the Caldwells. So they are a family R&B soul band, and Annie is, I guess, getting on in years, looking great still, but it was mostly the Caldwells, her daughters, that did more of the singing now than if you would listen to some of their older records. And then I did often see them like backstage and having dinner and stuff like that too.
Yeah, again, artists who hang out. It makes the whole like vibe a lot better when the artists are excited to see other things. And then we got to see Leif Volbeck, which was a great show. He's like a big showmanship person, it felt like. And he put on quite the concert and played countless amount of instruments.
Yeah, so I'd listened to kind of his bigger songs online, and that's all I knew of him. I didn't do a real deep dive into him. I didn't know Leif Volbeck could shred, but he can.
Did he shred?
And then he finished off the evening with Prince's Purple Rain.
Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, raise your hand. Purple rain, purple rain. Only want to see underneath the purple.
Everyone was up singing on the hill. It was really great, and it's very cool when the entire hill sings. And I think we've said that before, but it's always amazing when everyone knows the words to something and gets together and sings along.
And then on the main stage between acts, you have some maybe lesser known acts come and do like a song or two. And Gwennifer Raymond came out, and I'll probably pause and talk about her later because I did manage to catch her set, which I wasn't sure I was going to. And then next up was an artist that was definitely my top 3, but in my most listened to artists ever. Mm-hmm. Her album, Kat Bauer's album, You Are Free, is one of my favorite albums ever made. And I get that one is an acquired taste, and a lot of people would be like, huh, this one, huh? But I listened to that album so much. So she came out and started by playing the song The Greatest.
Oh, and the signs come marching in. When the saints get to do it all over again. Once I wanted to be two fists of solid rock with brains that could explain any and every possible thing they could be feeling.
And at the beginning, I saw that it was going to be different from the music that I listened to of her because she was just singing. She wasn't at a piano or playing guitar because she has a full band with her now, and she just concentrates on the singing. And then after 3 songs, I was like, wait a minute, those are the first 3 songs from the album, The Greatest. And she ended up just playing the full album straight through in order with no skips, which I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I know. Like, I enjoy, if I don't know an artist super well, when they kind of like jump around and do lots of things from different albums.
Different sounds.
Yeah, because you get a better idea of who the person is and like what they do. But this was like all one album. It was all pretty similar sound. And I don't know what I was expecting, but it was like a little underwhelming for me just because she was like just playing an album.
But would you have known that if I wasn't like, hey, wait a minute, this is all...
No, but I was already kind of starting to think like, oh, this sounds like it could all be from an album. Like, because it was just very like similar.
It's weird that my complaint is she didn't play any 25-year-old songs. She only played 20-year-old songs. So it's not like she's not playing the old hits, but this album I think is her hit. Her most well-regarded. I think You Are Free and Moonpix and What Would the Community Think, and even Myra Lee, I like those ones a lot, but I know I'm in the minority. But Moonpix was a big deal when it came out, but it was a big deal on like a breakthrough on the indie scene and not really a breakthrough on the main stage scene.
Yeah, it was a breakthrough in your scene.
Yeah.
The indie scene.
But I was still very happy with watching her play this because she is someone who struggled a lot with being around other people, and she still doesn't love talking on the microphone, but she got through it. She's doing well, and I was happy to see that. And then at the end, she said, "Oh, they said I have 6 more minutes." So I heard like 2 notes, and I got real excited.
You did.
And I was like, wait, no, she's not doing it, because then there's like 20 more seconds of noodling, and I was like, I thought I heard the first 2 notes of Good Woman, and then she did play it.
Yeah.
This is why so many of us keep leaving, and this is why some of us just can't see on no more. This is why we keep on lying when we keep saying we don't love you no more. 'Cause we want to be good women, and we want for you to be good.
But she changed it around, because it is a very sad song. There's lines like, "This is why I'm leaving," and she changed those. So everything was like more positive, because I think she's in a happier place in her life. So she changed the words and kind of the vibe and sound of the song a bit, but I still loved it. I was still real happy.
And then we got to watch a band that we saw last year at Calgary Folk Fest. We got to see Arrested Development, and they brought so much energy. I mean, not that Cat Power didn't bring like energy and people weren't excited to see her.
It's a mellow energy.
It's a mellow energy.
Very different than Arrested Development.
And then Arrested Development like ramped everybody up, and everyone was standing and dancing and singing along, and there was a lot of really incredible messaging in their speeches and stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of people will be like, "Hey, let's all love one another," and that's all like well and good. But they were like, "Hey, straight up, free Palestine, fuck ICE." And I'm like, oh, okay, they're just like,
this is how we love each other.
yeah. And they also had more like abstract, like love your neighbor, come together, and all that kind of stuff too. And they did Revolution, the song that we played on our preview episode, which is probably my favorite of theirs. But then they also did like a kind of 90s hip hop cover medley of a few different people. Like there was like House of Pain and Criss Cross, but they just do like a verse here and there. And then that led into probably their most famous song to this day, Mr. Wendell.
Who's Mr. Wendell?
Oh, you have to listen to the song. It's all in there.
Let me see if y'all know this from classic hip hop music.
Familiar with them from that time, you probably don't know about new editions. And there's a woman whose name I don't even know, but she like brings it with the dancing.
Oh yeah.
And then she also sings and also raps, and she's just she does it all. Triple threat.
She was the one with like the red hair, right?
Yeah.
Yes. No, she was incredible. She was like so high energy and really like made it a party.
And with the quality of dancing, because she started out just dancing, you think, oh, she's a dancer. That's what she's going to do. And then she gets on the mic and you're like, wait a minute, she raps? And then she raps. You're like, wow, that was great. And then later she was singing.
Yeah, just like full on belting.
Come
it was
on,
amazing.
Man. Give me a break. You can't do all of it.
She's just good at everything.
Save some for the rest of us. And good to see Speech still doing it this many years in.
Yeah.
Going strong.
He's got energy too, for sure.
Well, that was the end of the night on the hill, but not the end of the night for us. Did we already talk about parties? Yeah, because we've already been to one.
Yes, we did.
We get kind of lost in all of this. But this party I was very excited for because another one of my must-see bands from the preview episode, Buyepongo, a band out of LA, they were playing the party, and they play party music. They play music to dance to, which sometimes on the hill, especially like on a side stage, I don't always love those ones because, like I always say, Edmonton crowd, they don't want to get up and dance.
Not a dancey people.
So it's not the best environment for dancey bands like that. But at the party, it absolutely was. We don't bring any equipment in there to record because it's like a party. It's for the volunteers and for the artists and everything. So we didn't record in there. But they were fantastic. They had everyone up right away. And like Sam likes to say, it was a total party.
It was a total party at this party that we were at. They had everyone up dancing like immediately. Usually the first band, it takes like a song or two for everyone to kind of make their way up. People were up there. We had trouble getting a spot close to the front. Like it was full from the start. So yeah, everyone was dancing. It was super fun. And you knew all the words.
Oh yeah, I know half the words because it's in Spanish, and I speak some Spanish but not well. And yeah, they played my jam of the summer, the song called Cantarito, and I was singing that one because there's one part where you just yell Cantarito, so that part I could yell out quite well. And then you know what, they'll make an appearance on this podcast coming up right away. And by right away, like, you know, in the next 20 minutes or so. We saw more of them is what I'm saying. Yes. And that Buyepongo show is perfect because it kind of takes us over the night because they played until like, I don't know what it was, 2-3 in the morning, and then played Sunday morning as well.
Which is wild.
And they could do it, we could not, so I don't have any audio from that either, but don't worry, I got some of them later. So let's go right into the afternoon. And I feel like I've said this a few times, but those are my top ones. My boy, Bambino, played his show on the main stage.
It was so good to see Bambino on the main stage because last time we saw him, it was like packed. Like the people, there was no space at the Bambino show. And so it was great to see him on the main stage and people were up dancing. It was really nice.
I wasn't sure how it would do because the 2:00 main stage show is like kind of the lunchtime show where people don't really pay attention as well.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know how this is going to go, but people were in it and they were loving it, and we were able to get real good seats, which I thought we wouldn't be able to, but I guess it's that lunchtime show where not as many people know, or they're busy doing other things. So we got to sit right up there. And later in the show, he was doing these like fantastic solos that I didn't record, but I figure whatever audio I put in right here, there's going to be some shredding on there too. Did have a bunch of sound issues, and I guess main stage there was quite a few this year.
This was more than I think I've ever seen. There was like
you never notice
monitors going out and stuff, and the speakers were having trouble. Yeah, it was strange.
Luckily we were close enough that just their own monitors we could hear, so it didn't ruin it for us, but people way up on the hill kind of missed a song or two. But everything got resolved, and then I just hung out and watched his like crazy finger picking. Like I don't play guitar. I play like smoke on the water. So I don't really play guitar, and I don't know the terms for all the techniques he does, but I know like really talented bass players can just do the fingers, and then if it gets faster, that's when they have to like more do a strumming style. And I'm showing Samantha, but none of you can see this.
Yeah,
but he can do
strumming.
solos with fingers and a thumb coming up from the top.
Yeah.
And he plays it like I don't see people play that fast and that style.
He's another one that has like 15 fingers. This year you had to have 15 fingers to get on the main stage.
Oh yeah, there's a couple more people.
There's a couple more people who had like 15 fingers while playing one guitar, and it was incredible.
And I think at this point we might have split up again.
We did.
What did you go see?
I didn't.
Oh, what did you go do?
Was very heat stroked after watching Bambino because we were kind of in the sun the whole time. And I ended up sitting and having a beer with my mom. And then I went for dinner. And then I staked out a place for my final concert of the day. But you actually saw music.
I did quite a bit. And on my way out, when I left you, I was saying like, I'm going to go see Madalitzo band. And I was going out, and the guys from Buyepongo were sitting where you were having your beer. And this is what every like nerdy fan kind of hopes for. The bass player, I think is bass, because there's two brothers and they look very similar.
They do.
So I'm gonna say
I can affirm that.
The bass player said like, wait a minute, you were at the party and like, did you know the song? And I was like, yeah, I've been like that song. I was saying how it's a song that captures a feeling and is the music for that time as well. And not many things do that. Like it's a song about just like hanging out with your friends and having a nice, relaxed, fun time. And it's perfect music to put on to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was saying that, and they were like real appreciative because they haven't exactly toured like this before and had no idea that people were listening to their music here. And I was saying like, yeah, I've been playing it all summer. I was talking to you later how I don't like to come in and like talk to celebrities and say like, oh, hey, I love this, or can I have a picture or whatever. But what I do love doing is making people who don't think that they are celebrities feel famous. Yeah. And I think that's what might have happened there. So I think we ran into them a few times after that.
And I got to talk to them later in the evening, but it was, it was very cool. They're very cool guys.
All great guys. And we'll talk about them even more in a bit. But first, I went and saw Madalitzo Band for my bi-weekly Madalitzo Band show.
Yes, yeah.
I've seen them a few times. They are a two-piece band. I guess it's not two-piece. Two guys, three-piece band out of Malawi. And one guy plays a kind of regular acoustic guitar that's being held together with tape and stickers. And the stickers have changed since 2 weeks ago.
He's gotten more stickers, yeah.
Yeah, because there was a bunch of just Calgary Folk Fest ones on there
when we saw them last.
And then he's sitting on a hollowed out log that he hits with his heel. That's their percussion setup. And then the other man is playing this very homemade, I think you could call it a guitar. It's a one-string slide instrument that he plays with a glass bottle as the slide. So it never actually has like a fretboard or even touches the wood. It's very cool. But they play upbeat music, but not as recognizably dancey as a lot of other things to an audience who maybe doesn't know them. So the crowd was like, not the best, but they're there, they're listening. Like I say, Edmonton people aren't the fastest to like get up and dance, but I saw an older woman sitting in a chair and she was Googling, what is Malawi? So you know what? That's something.
Wow.
They're reaching the people.
We're learning.
And then she learned it was a country, and then she went on the Wikipedia page, and I was like, oh, okay. That's good. Something. I'm not going to say that as a bad thing. That's good. She's learning about it.
She learned something today.
But then our good pals from the Imbira Renaissance band. They came and they brought like family and friends, and they were dancing. And I think there is a good bit of overlap in language. I'm not sure if it's the same from Malawi and Zimbabwe, but I think there's definite overlap that way. So they were singing along, or maybe they're just real big fans like I am. So they were singing, they were dancing, they got people up. And then the Madalitso guys said, like, yeah, let's get up and dance for this one. And between the assistants from the Imbira Renaissance Band and them, we did have a good dancey show there. Oh, yeah, I guess I did see quite a bit when you weren't around, because then I went to a session, and it was Buyepongo, Dabe Toure, and Jeremy Albino and his band. And Buyepongo kind of started things off and then would, like, throw to people for, like, solos and kind of had a jam that way. They were collaborative in a way that I really appreciate, where there's songs that you know and you see how they're changed. Because if you haven't heard any of the musicians before and they all start playing, you're like sure, this sounds good, but I don't know what they're really what the new people are bringing to it. So I think it was last year at Calgary. I might have audio of the same Dabe Toure song, but it was just him. And in this clip, you can hear it start with just him, and then all these other instruments start coming in one by one. It wasn't a like take your turns kind of session. It was like, no, we're all doing this all together. And Buyepongo did a few different songs, but like I keep saying, my favorite song of theirs is this one called Cantorito. During it, Dabe Toure actually came up, and they have multiple percussionists in Buyepongo, and he unhooked like the I don't know my bongos from my congas, but he unhooked a hand drum from their percussionist, just brought it over to a chair, took his guitar microphone and just like stuck it next to it, and then it started
rigged
playing.
It up for himself.
Yeah,
I
and
love
he played that way. So here is a version of Cantorito that's probably the heaviest version you're going to hear, because we got 2 extra electric guitars going. And I did record that full song, and I told the Buyepongo guys that I'll send it over to them, because that's the only recording of this, I imagine.
That's the magic of Folk Fest, is that some of these things you'll never hear again. I love when artists are like, let me play that instrument, or like, oh, let me get in here and do this. And so that sounds like it was a pretty magical session.
It was a lot of fun. Jeremy Albino is someone who I didn't listen to much, and I'm not quite sure why. Because when I saw him here, he's fantastic. But I think it was last year or the year before, he was like kind of the star of the Folk Fest. Do you remember that year? Everyone was talking about, have you seen Jeremy Albino?
Yeah.
And then I kind of got sick of him without even listening to him. So I think because I always try to like support people that aren't as well known, and he is very well loved. So that session was pretty full, and I think it was a lot of Jeremy Albino fans.
Right.
Dabe Toure is very popular and famous in his own right too. And Buyepongo, I think maybe less, but they were the big draw for me.
Big highlight.
Yeah, so
for sure.
Jeremy Albino, I should be listening to more of you, and I will.
I did get to hear a little bit of this session just because I was eating in the kitchen area.
Oh yeah, not far.
And it's like it kind of backs into the stage that you were at, and I was like, oh, whatever this session is, it's just party time. Everyone in the food tent was kind of just like bouncing in their chairs because it was such a good beat going on.
Yeah. It was a full stand-up session. It wasn't a sit down and maybe get up for the last song. It was a stand-up the whole time session. And Dabe Touré doesn't let people sit down.
No.
He'll start with his slow sad song, and then after that he tells you like, no, you're standing up.
Get up.
And you're
get up.
listening to him.
Yeah. He doesn't let anyone sit.
And then the other guys didn't tell you to stand up, but they're like, okay, that's what we're doing. Like Buyepongo's always going to be up because that's the kind of music they make. But
yeah.
So it was a stand up and dance one, and it was a lot of fun. And this is kind of jumping to like midnight that night. I was having a
break.
And the guys, not even the ones that I had met, but they said like, oh, you were the guy from that show. And I talked to the other band guys earlier.
Quite a few of them.
Yes,
so, yeah.
It's a big band. And that's why I'm not using their names, because the one goes by a nickname and then I'm going to get it mixed up because there's also two brothers that look real similar.
Yes,
and
we don't want to like get anyone's name wrong, but we really enjoyed talking to all of you.
So then you were there and you got to chat with them as well.
I had some real deep conversation. You guys, I don't know what you guys were talking about, but when we all kind of moved together and the four of us were talking, you guys were like, oh, we were having a really nice conversation about like, it was something light. And we were like, oh, we were talking about the status of Indigenous people in Canada. It's like,
it went all over the place.
It really did. And they were, the gentleman I was talking to, which I cannot remember what his nickname is.
Mesh?
I think it might have been Mesh. He was saying like, oh, it's really interesting to be in Canada and to see how visible the Indigenous people in Canada are. And
especially at the Folk Fest,
yes.
Although people in the crowd, yeah, not so much. But the festival is doing a good job of highlighting artists. Yeah. And then, of course, they have the teepee on site.
And the whole Indigenous little section. So he was, and I mean, this is something that I am like very passionate about and I do in my day-to-day work. So it was kind of like a great topic for me to talk to him about. And so we ended up having this big conversation about it. And then we ended up telling them about how you and I met. And just like it was a very longer conversation than I thought we were going to have.
Yeah. Good guys all. And I will send you the full MP3 of that song.
Yes. And I'm so glad we got to see them go on stage during Four Strong Winds, which was very cool. Yeah.
We were saying you have to stay to the end.
Yeah, you have to stay to the end. Like we do something really special at the end to like say goodbye and see you next year. And he was like, oh, that sounds like it's going to make me cry. And I was like, oh, I cry every year. And then they got pulled up on stage with everybody, which was very cool. So I'm really interested to hear how they liked that. Before main stage, I went and saw Tia Wood play her concert. And it was amazing. She's so incredible. She is just as versatile an artist as we thought she was. She's very bluesy. She did some ballads. She did some heavier stuff. She had a drag queen come out and dance to a couple of her songs for her. And it was just really cool to get to hear her talk about where she's from, which is Saddle Lake, which is where I'm from also. And as someone who doesn't have like any real memories from Saddle Lake, it's really cool to hear someone talk about how much they love that area and how they love being home. And she has a song called Dirt Roads and another song that is not released yet called Alberta. And they're again, we talk about this. We're like, they're love letters to where you're from and how much you love the place and how it draws you back home. And so yeah, she just had such an incredible message. And she's another one of those artists who like everyone got up and she got a full like 2-minute standing ovation at the end of her concert. Like people just kept clapping and she was like visibly emotional about it. And she was like giggling and she was just like shocked, like blown away that people were standing and cheering for her. And they were so excited. And you could see that her entire family was there backstage. And so, yeah, it was just great to see an artist like this have so much support and be so excited that other people are excited about her music.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You'll have to let me know when that song's released. I want to hear it. You got the sneak peek.
I did, yeah. And it was really beautiful. And she sang another song in Cree, which was amazing. And it was written by her sister, Fawn Wood, which was very cool. And her sister was there as well. Didn't get up on stage and sing with her, but she was there supporting, which is really nice.
That's another fun Folk Fest thing that we don't talk about as much is you get to hear songs before they are out.
And I think we've heard a few songs this weekend that are not released yet and that no one else will be able to really hear until they're actually formally released, which is, sometimes it's a place for artists to like try out new things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely think that that's very cool.
So you said you saw a very emotional, sometimes giggling artist. I went to the opposite, and I saw Gwennifer Raymond on a stage that I don't think I've ever seen something yet before. Is Stage 7, which I had to actually look up. I was like, Stage 7? Where is that? But it's kind of the one right by the front gates almost. It's kind of like
it's in the family
up and
zone.
Back. The family zone.
That's the family zone.
Oh, I guess this is family friendly because there's no words, but it is dark and scary.
Yes, dark, scary guitar.
Yeah, that's how I often described her as a selling feature. I don't know if it sells it for people, but that sells it for me. So I think I got a bit of Gwennifer Raymond's song, Jack Parsons Blues, which is my favorite song of hers. I really like her on stage personality, which we talk about the people who are like funny and really charming. I love how much she is not interested in any of that.
No stage presence.
to the extent that I found it very charming. She came on and said, "Hi." And then later on, she just went and played a song and like rocked out for 3 minutes and went, "Hi again." And then played another song. And she did say like, I do talk in person, but not on stage. And she also said, when we saw her on the big stage, she said, "Come by, buy me a beer." Was like the only thing she really said to sell her to sell her show later. And at this one, she did say like, "I won't talk here, but afterwards, I will do a shot with you." Honestly, I was like, "Oh, okay, I believe her."
Great.
So we're gonna have to meet her at next
Bear
week
Creek,
at Bear Creek, and if they have shots there, I'm gonna say like you said.
I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Milk Carton Kids, come over here. We're doing shots." So then it was time for main stage, and we got to see some heavy hitters for final night. St. Paul and the Broken Bones, who we had seen previously. I guess his name was Paul, but he was wearing a full glitter wizard robe.
Yes, I think
is that what you would call it?
Yeah, that's exactly what I would call it.
And it was beautiful. And he had like studded loafers on, and I just want this whole outfit. I would really like that, and I'd just like to sweep around the house in it.
I don't know what the difference between a church choir robe and a wizard robe is.
I think
but his straddles that
choir robe doesn't have like the moon on the back. It had like the moon phases on the back, and I think that's when you go into like wizard territory.
I think that's fair.
I think if there's like celestial things happening on your robe.
He's just a lot of fun to watch. Clearly great voice, fantastic backing band, but even if you're not into this music, I really am, because I like my soul inspired stuff, but he's so much fun to watch because he was just, I don't know if I'd call it cookie monstering or friar tucking, the way he drinks water bottles.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know how Cookie Monster, he eats the cookie, but it just falls out because he doesn't have a mouth. He was just pouring water into his mouth and letting it fall out.
Yeah, and kind of like all off of his face and everything too.
And then Friar Tuck, I call Friar Tucking when you take a bite of something and then discard it. Because I think Friar Tuck did that in a cartoon or something. So he would just drink water bottles and just be like throwing them up.
Throwing them off.
At his bandmates sometimes?
Yeah.
Not at.
And then he
up,
just
and maybe
left the stage for 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah. And then
I guess it was like 5, but...
But the saxophone player got his chance to do a like very extended solo. It seemed improvised and unplanned, but it was chaotic, but also hilarious because he kept running around. And the saxophone had a stationary mic. Yeah. It's not a wireless mic on the sax.
They don't move a bunch.
So then he was running around and a stagehand had to chase him around with the microphone.
And he kept like swatting at him to make him move the microphone so that he could move. And,
or like dodging.
It was like a whole thing. And it was great.
It was a game of cat and mouse.
It was a game of cat and mouse. But yes, diva behavior in this band seems like it's like part of the show, and it was great. I really enjoyed it.
Comedic over the top diva behavior.
I feel like you get a lot of like professional musicians who are like a little bit more serious about their craft and like aren't giving a huge stage performance as well. With it, man. This was fantastic. It was so fun to get to see these guys like play on stage, basically play in both senses.
I was talking to someone, maybe I won't say who because maybe this reflects poorly on them, but I don't think it should. And I was saying, like, you seem like you're having so much fun up there. And they were like, no, it's not fun. Not yet. I'm not good enough for this to be fun. Like, it's hard work. I am working. I am concentrating. And I'm like, oh, shit, yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I guess when you think of like certain types of music, oh, this is fun music to play. But you're like, no, it's
more fun to listen to than it is to play, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh.
So when I'm saying with other people that like they don't have like all the flair, like, yeah, you're doing a lot of hard work. I get that.
Yeah.
You don't need to have flair.
No.
But I appreciate when they do.
But it is fun to watch flair.
Speaking of flair, here's some audio of St. Paul and the Broken Bones performing Call Me. That's such a jam. I love that song of theirs, and you can just hear that's a tight band. That's a talented vocalist.
Yeah, absolutely. And like all very well dressed too.
Yes.
I felt like I had to comment because we talked about the glitter robe, but everyone else on that stage was dressed very sharply.
Yeah, but you can't be glittery because you can't upstage them.
No. I don't even know what would happen then. So after St. Paul and the Broken Bones, we saw Ocie Elliott, who we saw in Calgary. And
Last year.
I really enjoyed their set this year.
Oh, it was so good. I don't know if I didn't enjoy it as much a year ago or because I was busy being a photographer.
We were photographing and getting audio and doing...
Or if I just didn't listen to it as much, but I just loved their set this time. They did have a full 4-piece band, but I kind of prefer when it's just the two of them. Yeah. The songs that they do with just like a guitar or guitar and keys and the two vocalists.
And their voices, yeah.
And they're always like looking lovingly at each other as they sing.
They really look like they're in love.
Yeah,
like it's amazing. And he kissed her on the forehead at one point during the set while they were talking about something.
My favorite song of theirs is probably Like a River.
Just like the river you
that kind of features the style of theirs that I like best, when it's kind of just the sparse, just the two of them. But I think I could guess what your highlight of this one was.
So, I mean, I feel like this is the Milk Carton Kids episode, but I was so excited. I had wandered away, and Indy was literally about to call me to come back.
I was waving frantically.
You were waving frantically. Someone ran past me as I was coming, and he was like, "It's Kenneth!" And it was Kenneth from the Milk Carton Kids on stage in his suit with his guitar, and he played along with Ocie Elliott.
My waistline, I know you, but I know myself like I know you too. And I see a lot of faces just like now, and they're going fast, and they're speeding cars rolling. Facing another way, where I am knowing that the love can't save when we're down by the water, singing our songs like a calling, loving, sun's going down. There go.
And it was a very fun surprise.
And then closing it out this year was Nathaniel Rateliff, who I feel like we've seen, I don't know how many times, just once, twice?
I think this might have been our third time seeing him.
Maybe.
But he didn't have the night sweats with him.
No, but don't worry, he wasn't all alone out there, because he brought out like a team of all-stars.
The Folk Fest All-Stars.
So I didn't even get everyone, but there was definitely Kenneth from Milk Carton Kids.
Which, again, Kenneth!
Leif Volbeck. Julian Taylor was there.
Yes. The snappiest
Paul.
dresser.
Yeah, Julian Taylor. You see him around festival, and he hung out a bunch too.
Yeah.
He always looks like he's ready to play a show and be the sharpest dressed guy playing a show, but he's just hanging out.
He's
just
looks fantastic
hanging out, looking
all
good.
the time. Yeah.
Paul from St. Paul and the Broken Bones.
Yeah.
And I think three
Minus
more.
the glitter robe.
Yes. Do you know who else was there?
So there was a couple local artists who were playing the festival, and I am blanking on their names now, but Mia Kelly was one of them. And then there was one more that was local, but I cannot remember who it was.
Well, here is that all-star group playing what is, I think, currently an unreleased Nathaniel Rateliff song.
I feel the weight on you. I feel the weight on me. I feel the weight on every side. It's only one way through. The weight on me and you. And that's to carry each other tonight. If you allow me to take the weight off you, let go the brokenness of our lives. I hold on to you, whatever we go through, and we can heal each other tonight.
And then that kind of brings us to the end of this year's Folk Fest. It was a more peaceful finish. A lot of the times we finish on like a real big dance party and get everyone up and like wild at the end.
Yeah.
This one was just like, yes, and now go in peace.
Yeah.
Finish.
Yeah.
We're going to skip over that ending that you all know about if you go to the Edmonton Folk Music Festival, and we'll save our 4 strong wins for the end of this, because that's the way you go out on things.
Absolutely.
But we went over to our last party and saw DK Harrell, who we're also going to see next week.
Woohoo!
Wow, that's another one. Man, he puts on a show.
Oh man,
I didn't know what to expect, but that was great.
Such a dance party.
Yeah.
And he kept asking, he was like, do you want it funky?
Do you want to slow down, or do you want something funky? And everyone's like, we want to keep it funky.
And he's like, I guess we're playing all the funky stuff tonight. Yeah. Because everyone was up dancing, and it was a real party.
It was a real
party.
That party was such a party. He's great. He's a great instrumentalist, a great showman.
He was dancing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really was excited that he was so into playing this music.
Yeah, because I listened to his music and I was like, oh yeah, he's a real good guitar player. I'm gonna be excited to like watch him play. But I didn't expect the party. I didn't expect the showmanship. It was a lot of fun.
I also enjoy when the artists wear the Folk Fest merch on stage because he was wearing the long sleeve, which I want. I'm gonna have to see if I can get one of those. And the long sleeve is always artists. They don't sell it in the shop. I'm gonna have to see if our pal Terry Wickham has any extras because I would really like one.
Jeremy Albino played next and I'm sure rocked the house because he's great. I'm gonna listen to more of him, but we had to go to bed because we did all 3 nights of parties.
We did all 3 nights of parties. I completed my badge. I got all my punches on my badge, which was amazing. But we were tired. We didn't even wait for pizza.
Whoa, that must mean we're real tired.
We just
skipped
left.
the party pizza. So then how was this Folk Fest for you?
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It was great weather. Like, I think we talked about the weather a lot during our Calgary episode because it was so extreme.
I think we were constantly talking about the weather this Folk Fest, but nothing happened. We were always scared of something happening, but it was always fine.
There was a couple weather advisories on Sunday night, but it was just like very medium weather, which is perfect.
That was nice.
When you're outside as much as we were this weekend. So
really, it was the recovery from the weather because the site was still like bogged down, but nothing made it worse. So it went off pretty well and they had it all prepared as best as they possibly could.
You could, because they said they got 2 feet of water in the like 10 days before the festival.
Right.
But it was a very, like, for how like treacherous that site can be when there's sand and gravel and everything, it was still to the standard that I think most people expect from Folk Fest.
Do you have a single favorite set of the year?
Milk Carton Kids. I have to say Milk Carton Kids. That was the one that I was like anticipating the most and that I had the most nostalgia about. And sometimes when you have nostalgia for something, you kind of worry that it's not going to live up to what you expected. And it was everything I wanted and more. What about you?
My favorite performance might have been that session of Dabe Touré, Jeremy Albino, and Buyepongo.
Yeah, it sounds like it was the good one.
That was a lot of fun. That might have been my favorite. I don't know. It was so many good ones, and I'm already kind of forgetting what Thursday and Friday were like because it seems so long ago. Do you have a favorite moment?
I think I'm gonna have to say Tia Wood's set. I just felt proud of her. I don't know, like I was just so overjoyed and proud of her.
Nice.
And it was such a lovely feeling. I mean, her set was incredible too, but like I just like the feeling going on at that stage was something special. What about you? What was your Folk Fest moment?
I think when I heard those first 2 nights of Good Woman by Cat Power, I don't want to say I was disappointed with her set. I've been wanting to see Cat Power for so long, and because of me living in countries where she wasn't coming to and her having trouble performing, it never happened. So seeing her play The Greatest, even though it's not my favorite album of hers, it's my 4th or 5th favorite album of hers, was still fantastic because I love Cat Power. But then when she played that song, that got me because that's one of my probably statistically most listened to songs, because from the period of being like 20 to 25, I listened to that album so much. And it was also kind of nice because she was singing sad music for sad people. And now she's made it kind of more positive, and I'm a much more happy person these days too. So we feel like I'm like, oh yeah, both of us have kind of grown. So that was a big moment for me. I like that a lot.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah, we did this for Calgary because we were buying all of our food and drink, but we didn't have to here because we had the benefit of the volunteer kitchen. But we still got some extra things too. What was your favorite food of the festival?
We were very well taken care of by the volunteer kitchen, and I think I have to say that Big Rock beer braised beef was my favorite thing that I ate.
Big Rock beer braised beef. Big Rock beer braised beef. No.
Big Rock beer braised beef.
But do it fast.
No.
Big Rock beer braised beef.
Good job. What about you?
Oh, now that you said that it might be that. But I was going to say there was like a sticky toffee kind of cake.
Oh, the first night cake is always, yeah.
That was a good cake. I don't think that was the first night.
No, it was Thursday night.
Oh, then we're thinking of something different because mine was the Sunday cake.
Oh, okay.
It was sticky. And it was very sweet.
I had ice cream that day, so I don't know.
Oh, you missed out. What was your drink of the festival?
I drank a lot of grasshopper. Mm-hmm. It was pretty warm during the days, and the grasshoppers were calling. And there was no fuzzy cowboy, which is always sad. Yeah. So
for non-local people, these are all beers she's talking about.
These are all beers from Big Rock that I'm talking about. My
drink of the festival was the 50-50 iced tea and lemonade, the Arnold Palmer.
Yep.
Wonder why that's named after him. I'll have to ask him.
So if you've never been into the volunteer kitchen, there is a big drink selection area where they have juices and things running through those. I don't know. I always think of them as like retro drink dispensers because I don't really see them anywhere else. But they're full of tasty, delicious drinks. Well,
that's a wrap on another fantastic Edmonton Folk Music Festival for 2026. I think we already thanked all of the volunteers and artists and everyone and the Rose Ginther Endowment Fund for allowing us to come.
And the Terry Wickham sponsorship. We are very, very lucky to get to see Edmonton Folk Fest in the way that we do, and we do not take it for granted. So thank you to everybody who did anything for us this weekend.
So we'll finish our podcast the way the Folk Fest finishes, with the traditional singing of 4 strong winds. This year it was Joe Nolan and Trevor Mann and probably some other people too.
Yes, there were quite a few people up there. And if you hear sobbing, that's me. We'll see you next year.
See you on the hill.
4 strong winds that blow lowly, 7 seas that run high, all those things that don't change, come what may. But our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I look for you if I'm ever back this way. Think I'll go out to Alberta. Weather's good there in the fall. Got some friends that I can go to working for. Still I wish you'd change your mind if I ask you one more time. But we've been through this 100 times or more. All right, Edmonton. 4 strong winds that blow, 7 seas that run high, all those things that don't change.